Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on the Hyundai. So the Hyundai's on the other side of the truck, but we're going to get it pushed into the shop. And tomorrow, because I'm going to be gone tomorrow, but tomorrow my grandpa is going to be working on the car, see if we can figure out what is the deal. So anyway, we're going to get it pushed into the shop, and I'll catch y'all here in a bit, and we'll see if we can figure out what's the issue. Okay, guys, so we got the Hyundai pushed up in here. Now, if y'all remember, I was looking at purchasing a parts car for the motor and just taking the motor out of the parts car, slapping it in here, and sending it. Well, the guy that had the parts car kind of lied. At first, when I was talking to him about just buying the motor, it was, yeah, it runs great, all this deal. Whatever. Well, when it come closer to time of let's pick a day, whatever, and I solely said I want to hear it run before I buy the car, and then it was, well, I've never heard it run. The issue is with that, he is 2 hours, approximately 2 hours, one way, so I'm really not up for potentially wasting 4 hours of my life or more in a truck, in the red truck, with pulling a trailer with diesel at $4 and some a gallon, to go buy that car for $450, bring it back here, and it'd be a piece of junk. So that's kind of where we're at. But anyway, if y'all remember on this car from a while back when it first blew up, what happened was it threw a belt, and then it died. Plugged my scanner up to it, and it said when the car died it was 240 some odd degrees. That is not good for a 4-cylinder. So with that being said, brought it back. We put a new belt on it on the side of the road, and it just whirled over. It doesn't sound like it has any compression. So with that being said, we pulled this stuff off of it. We got stuff over there, but we pulled the timing belt cover off. We pulled the valve cover off, and we can't really see anything obvious, which is a little concerning. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear this thing down a little further. The valve cover is just sitting on it because we didn't want it sitting outside with the valve cover off of it. But what we're going to do is we are going to tear this apart a little further, probably pull the head off of it, inspect the head, see what it's looking like up in there, see if there's anything funky in the cylinders or on the pistons or, anything like that. See if there's anything obviously wrong with this motor. We have a straight edge over here we can take, see if the head's warped, look at the valves, look at all that stuff, and see if we can figure out what is the deal. So we had that, we had the mirror, on the inside of the car, this stuff's falling off, which we can glue that back. But we want to, before we do any of that stuff, we want to see what we can figure out about the motor. Because obviously, if it's going to cost $1,000, $1,500 to fix this car's not worth it. I've already got more in this car than it's worth. So that's just kind of that. We're just trying to do this to see if we can get it running and get somewhat of my money back out of it, because I never got paid for the car originally. So anyway, like I said, I don't know if we're going to do it today. I have some stuff I got to go do, but I was out here in the shop, and I think my grandpa's going to tear into this tomorrow while I'm gone. So I wanted to go ahead and start the video here and whatnot, and kind of explain everything. So that was the issue with the car. So that's why it sit out here by my Jeep forever and a day, which is no longer. So anyway, like I said, we'll, I don't know if we'll do it today, but at some point we will start tearing into this motor, see if we can figure out what is the deal, and if it's an easy fix, we'll get parts ordered for it and try to get it out of here. I mean, again, I bought this car wrecked from Copart. I did the headlights, new front bumper, new fender, rear bumper, deck lid, taillights, some body work back there. And then my sister gave it to her. She, or a friend or something, hit a light pole in a Walmart parking lot. Another new bumper, replaced this stuff, different hood, and whatnot. So I've got, you know, in fixing this car twice for free, I've got a decent bit in this car. So if we can get it running for, I'm not going to say as cheap as possible, because, you know, we're not going to band-aid it together and send it out the door. But if we can get it fixed for relatively cheap without going way overboard with it, then I'll be happy. See if we can make somebody a good deal on a good running little car, especially with today's gas prices the way they are. So that's the goal. But obviously, I'm not going to go way overboard with fixing it, because at the end of the day, it's an 01 Hyundai Elantra with a rebuilt title. So we'll see what we can figure out. And, well, I guess I will keep y'all updated along the way. Alright guys, so it is the next day, and I am back. Been gone like all day, but I'm back, and my grandpa did get this thing tore apart, and interestingly enough, we checked the time on this thing like 4 different times. It shows to be in time. So what happened here was one of the belts, this car has 3 belts, which is kind of crazy to me. But one of the belts shredded. My sister was driving the car and got wrapped up around the crank. And we had a time and a half getting it off the crank, or out from around the crank. We never did get all of it. When we was on the side of the road doing this through the fender liner, which is, it's not really fun. Or, you know, kind of halfway through the fender liner, kind of halfway up here. Wasn't fun, but we checked the time and it shows to be in time. But as you can see by the witness marks on every single piston, for one, I don't think this is top dead center, and 2, this thing is out of time, because every valve hit, every valve is bent, they're all open, so it's a heck of a deal. Now, we're going to clean these pistons up, look at them, see if there's any cracks or anything in them, because if we have to tear into the bottom end, that won't be pleasant. Motor's got to come out of the car, and all that kind of thing. So, if it's just valves, we just send the head out to get reworked, or we can just go to the junkyard and find a car with a good head, and toss it in here with a new belt, call it a day. And this belt, I mean, as you can see, it is, well, it's shredding, so, you know, it needs replaced as well. Now, there are still some pieces of belt down in here, which I know you can't see, from when that belt shredded here. So, it's a whole mess. Now, we will have to replace this belt, because I don't really want to put it back together with, you know, frayed belt, and while we're already here, so I'll get a belt priced, price everything. We might just grab a head from a junkyard and call it a day, but we want to clean these pistons up, take a look at them, see how bad they are. I don't think they're terrible, but we'll look at those, make sure those are good, and we'll crank it over now that the head's off the car, and we will see what is the deal here. But I'll put a picture up here on the screen of the head. It's out here. I don't want to flip it back over. I'll put a picture up here on the screen of it. But anyway, there we have it. So the head gasket, I don't remember where the head gasket went. It got very hot. And it smells terrible because it got pretty hot. But I don't think the hot was our problem. So I'm pretty sure this guy was our culprit. But regardless, I'm gonna do some pricing, see if we can figure out what is what, you know, what do we need, all that kind of thing. Where do we need to go from here? Now I gotta get all this stuff back in the shop. We added some shelves in there, and I have some stuff up here that I need to get as well. But anyway, guys, I guess that's gonna be a wrap for this one. So I figured, while we're not doing anything with the 300, while the red truck's down, because the Fickum, we talked about the Fickum. So while it's down, we don't have a ton going on. I figured we'd get this in the shop and see what is the deal with it. See if we can get it fixed relatively quickly and get it out of here. That's the goal. And then I think once it's done, we're moving on to the Jeep. We'll get the Jeep figured out as well. See if we can get it back together, get it sold. Because, well, I want to add another vehicle to the fleet, if you will. Kind of gonna want something different for a little bit. And I know if I don't build what I want to build, that the 6.0 here is going to end up being real ridiculous real quick. And I don't exactly want to do that with this truck. So kind of need to get on it and get another vehicle. But I got too much stuff is the issue. I've been posting on Snapchat selling all kind of stuff, and people was like, dang dude, do you just really need money? Well, no, I'm trying to get rid of stuff. I got too much stuff. Stuff needs to go. We have 2 storage units full. The shop is full. There's not really anything in there. I think there's a wooden box in there. Since we haven't finished the floor, we hadn't put nothing in it. But my office is full. The powder coat shop's full. We're running out of room. And there's 2 ways to fix that. Either I can move and, you know, do that. Or, and see if I move, then we'll have all of this and we'll have my place. Which that's not really that great of an idea. But I could either move, or I could get rid of some stuff, or we could add more storage. Getting rid of stuff is the cheapest option, and it kind of frees up space and money for new builds, and that's kind of the idea. So trying to get through stuff, get some stuff moved. I do still want to do a few things with the 6.0. Don't worry, this thing's not done yet. I do want to make it a little more ridiculous, just not as ridiculous as this vehicle, this next build that I want to do would be. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to be a wrap for this one. So with that being said, if y'all enjoyed today's video or find it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.